to just quickly share my screen with you. I'm going to show you my Discord. Alright, okay. So this is my screen. You can see my Discord app here. You will not be able to see all of this because I have like administrator access, but you should see most of these channels. You're gonna see the channels that you really need. So why I was trying to get everybody to actually get into Discord is because this is where the signals come in, as in when we want to buy something. So let me just talk to you guys a little bit. I wish I could actually turn my camera on. Actually, I can actually turn my camera on. Hold on. I look a little bit like a donut, but just bear with. I think I'll turn my camera on so it's a bit more personal. I'm trying to have it on Zoom anyway. Hi. Hi everyone. I have quite a cool background. It's kind of strange, but yeah, I have a cool background. Hi. So basically, back to my main screen. I think you guys can also see my main screen on the left. It's coming up on the left on my side, but why I was trying to get everyone to get into Discord is because this is where a lot of the magic happens. Obviously, like I planned in my presentation, this was all gonna make sense today, but as well, like there's always opportunity, and I'm gonna take this like, okay, it's a sign that this can be even better. So Discord is where the magic happens, in the sense that like a lot of information is actually brought via Discord. We also have like these extra channels. For example, we've got a guy called Taj. He is like awesome. He does forex signals. If you're trying to get into that, I was going to touch on this actually a little bit in our bonus segment and in our Q&A. That'll be at the end of the day score. We also are into stocks as well. We talk about all types of like finance hacks, stuff to download, Notion, stuff for like referral links, S&P 500s, ways to like grow your savings, how to improve your credit score. So like just general information as well. We speak about news. Obviously this whole situation with Richie Sunak and Harvard or Javid and Boris, and the impending doom of inflation, these high taxes, everything in relation to this, like the cost of living just skyrocketing, and this in a recession that is well on its way. So there's that. There's also these other chat rooms as well. We've got like different chat rooms. Mostly you'll find most people in the general chat. And we've got daily drops, which is like NFTs that are dropped on a daily basis. So when it's like a new NFT, I haven't refreshed the channel from June 23rd because I've actually been away. We've also got alpha calls. These are calls whereby there's like a really good inclination that this may perform well. Degen calls are like high risk, high rewards. You tend to see like little descriptions. So when in doubt, check the top for little descriptions. This is what we call secondary signals. So a way for me to explain that actually is, I had planned a segment for this, but a way for me to explain it is to just say, what can I think? Just think of general merchandise. Think of merchandise or think of trading cards. That's the example I like to use. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, maybe in primary school, if you ever traded like matches hacks cards, or if you're like a real nerd, like you traded Pokemon cards. So if you ever traded Pokemon cards, like your cards come with particular traits, particular patterns, particular properties, all these different things. So you would exchange them, or maybe like swap out their value based off like what traits they have, and no two cards were ever the same. In the same aspect, that's what we do when we look at NFTs. I'll show you, for example, now. I'll take you through a little tour of Magic Eden, because this is kind of where the magic happens for Solana. There are two types of NFTs that we trade predominantly on two different blockchains. One being Ethereum. You can see here, these are the ETH NFTs. And then the other being Solana. This is all for Solana. Solana's quite nice. One Solana right now is about £32. Last November, it was £192.50. So that one coin equates to a certain amount of our local currency for one coin, but you can buy fragments and fractions of a coin. But yeah, more on that next week though. But in terms of like picking trading cards, let me show you my screen. I'm gonna come out of my Discord real quick and show you something. Change windows. Alright, okay. Here we go. Magic Eden. Change. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Right, okay, so that's Magic Eden, guys. I'm just gonna open the page. Sorry for the background noise. Oh, can you guys still see me? Okay, you guys can see the thing. I don't know why I've just put it in a whole different tab accidentally. I'm just gonna put it in the same tab. Alright, okay. So for example, we've got this. This is called Primates. This is an example of an NFT. It's called Primates. I really like the art. Visually, it's very good. This NFT was maybe like £30 when it came out. It was 1 Solana, which is £30. I think literally the day after it went to 30 Solana, it was about £900 the next day. So if you literally just bought one because you just thought it looked cool, like it just looked trippy, that's how £30 will become £900. It's crazy. So what I was trying to get people to understand about this thing is what people determine to be value. Isn't it funny how you can have like NFTs that are going for so much money? This one is also cool. It's not only good visually wise, but when I call NFTs in the Discord, I basically look at a few things, and I like to call these things blockchain metrics. You know, it sounds like big words. Don't worry, next week I will have a glossary for you. I could either send it out to you. I plan to send it during our session or after our session, so you guys have a glossary of key terms. But what blockchain metrics basically means is, why should I buy something? Get into the mind of someone who's an investor. You always have to ask yourself, why is it that I'm buying something, and what do I expect from this thing that I'm buying, right? So when I look at NFTs, I want to know what purpose can it serve, whereby it can actually have value and people want to pay good money for it. Sometimes it's utility. For example, I own some NFTs that are building like almost like the LinkedIn of the Web3 space. I own some NFTs that help things run smoother, like they're like sciencey. I own some NFTs that just do things like, for example, they unlock a shop whereby you can have shares of a shop somewhere. So there are like utility based NFTs. There are NFTs that are for gaming, like, so there's like gaming NFTs whereby you get to unlock a character. There's like 5,000 characters, and then you have your own particular character in that game. There are NFTs that are actually virtual property, virtual real estate. Made quite a lot of money in Discord from virtual real estate as well, just buying and selling like land. And you may not be able to physically hold, but it is real and it does exist as well. There is one that we are quite excited for. Next week when I go through presentation, I will show you the NFT that we're quite excited for. It's basically like owning rooms or flats in a tower that is going to be on this Web3 space called Decentraland. Let me show you. It's actually quite interesting. So a lot of times when I say Web3, people get like quite confused about it, which is understandable. But if you just think about it, you know, once upon a time, paper was like the god of information. Do you know what I mean? There was paper, there was newspapers, magazines, articles. But obviously we are in an increasingly digitalized world. So everything is moving to the digital space. Web 2 was obviously like Google and all these different things. Web 3 is probably going to be like augmented reality, you know, stuff like this, like virtual worlds, open worlds are all virtual that you can actually go into with an Oculus. Sorry, I look behind me because I have an Oculus, so you can put the 3D goggles on and actually just enter that space. It's like fully immersive. You can touch things, you can hold things, you can see your reflection. It won't be of you, but it'll be of your character in that Web3 space. So that's what I mean when I say Web3. Web3 companies also tend to have like website URLs that are like .io. It's kind of like the new phase that people are going in. Like .com was like Web2, but .io is where we're headed to now. So yeah, this is actually an open world that is continuously evolving, and this NFT has actually bought the land for about 65 Ethereum, and that was maybe 200 grand at the time. Yeah, the land that they're going to build the tower on, and then from that tower you can rent out your space, make money like that renting out your space, or could be a landlord. You can just sell all your flats in the tower, depending on what you want to do. So there's real estate NFTs. There's also NFTs that are just to flex, like the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, World of Women, or these NFTs that maybe you have not heard of, but we will go through tomorrow. Those are like some OpenSea ones, OpenSea.io. Yeah. So this is OpenSea as well. This is like one of the first original markets as well, NFT markets where you can buy them as well. Currently, we are actually in something that we call a bearish market. Can you see this? You can't even see the floor price. CryptoPunks is one of the original ones. I was giving this example. CryptoPunks were about £1 to about £34 in 2017. The most expensive CryptoPunk is sold for 24 million. So like it just goes to show that this thing's a bit insane. It's a bit insane, but yeah, like those are the different types of NFTs just for like a nice roundup. So you've got those types, you've got like ones that are giving you like DAO kind of qualities. DAO means decentralized autonomous organization. Even this Discord that you're in is a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. Obviously autonomous or autonomy means that you are in control. It means that it's one. You think for yourself, you make decisions for yourself. Decentralized means that you are actually out of the control of traditional finance and banks and rules and stuff like that. And then obviously organization just means organization, group, company of people. So this is what a DAO means. There are NFTs that drop every day. Doesn't mean that NFT will go well in the future. Some things are seasonal. Some things we just ride the wave. Some things we want to hold, invest into long term. I think that's why it's important before you even start doing this to determine like what type of trader you want to be. Are you trading for long term? Are you trading to just like make some quick flips? You want to just make withdrawals, or like what is it that you hope to achieve by doing this as well? What else? Yeah. So back to my Discord, guys. Also, please feel free to ask me questions because I don't want to just be talking at you. Feel free to interrupt me, ask me a question. Obviously, this is not our full session. This is literally just like a little taster session where we can just have some general conversation and just maybe just give you a little bit of insight. Also, please feel free to let me know, have you by any chance, like I know I sent out a personal starter kit. Have you by any chance, had a chance to look at it? Has anybody downloaded Phantom on their phone or MetaMask or gone on any of these sites to just see, or were you gonna wait till after class? You can just give me like just gauge where you are. You can even leave it in the chat, but because you all have the art student role, unless you don't, please just unmute your mic, let me know. I'll let you do it right now. You will be able to see the classroom. I can show you on Discord where the classroom is as well. Give me a sec. I'm gonna change my screen. But I can show you. I know Discord can be confusing when you are new, which is why I'm trying to just get everyone accustomed to it now so that you're able to use it. But yeah, if you see right here where the gallery, so I've called the chat rooms the gallery. We're artsy Discord because we buy art. Do you know what I mean? So this is classroom right here. You can see it's highlighted. I know you can't see my cursor, but it's highlighted. So that's the classroom. So you can leave a comment there. If you don't want to talk, you can just put something in there and I'll be able to see it. You have the role that's required for it anyway, so you shouldn't have a problem. Oh no, I left my water next door. Yeah, so please feel free to say something or ask me something. Dimps. I think I've done everybody's role that's here, I believe. Yeah. So, anybody got a question for me? I'll just check the chat quick. Gone past that actually. No? Okay, well, I can continue. Yeah. So another thing that people don't realize that you can do within Discord as well is you can use the search bar. By the way, whenever in doubt, or you can't get to somebody, let me show you a few things. So if you scroll down to the bottom of Discord, we've got a section called support. If you go to create a ticket, click create a ticket. If you click this button, it will create a ticket, and it's going to say create a ticket, ticket created. Then you go to that ticket, then you just type hi, I need some help with don't know, setting up my wallet. And you just give me or someone, one of the mods, maybe like 48 hours, something like that. We will see your ticket and we'll respond to it. And then once we've resolved your issue, we are able to just kind of close the ticket, and then we can just close it. So something to do whenever in doubt. Another tip is we actually have an entire section called helpful info. We've got stuff on scam prevention. Scamming is really real. Remember, we're dealing with something with decentralized finance. So if you get scammed, nobody can help you because there is no control of the bank. So there's no calling the bank to be like, so and so took my money. Because in the same breath, like the fact that we can get instant transactions of unlimited amounts of money means that also we have to carry the risk that comes with that. We don't pay fees to Barclays, we don't pay fees to PayPal or any of those things. Like we only pay artist royalty fees and stuff like that when we buy and sell our NFTs. So remember, when you are working in decentralized finance, it's completely like you are it's self-controlled. You know what I mean? So it's self-custody. You are responsible for yourself, you're responsible for your wallet, you're responsible for remembering your password. There's a guy out there, I think his name is like Heath or something like that. He's got like 50 million worth of Bitcoin locked in a wallet because he can't remember his password. So it's very important that you keep these information on you at all times. So we've got stuff on NFTs, like just kind of staying safe. We've got a place called Tips and Tricks. We've got homework. We've got FAQs, which are coming. And we've got normal FAQs, do you know what I mean? Like quick questions that we've answered. We've got glossaries here as well, some lingo, some terms. We've got stock and market glossaries here. We've got like a little channel for people for you to follow. You can make a separate Twitter. I suggest you make a separate Twitter, like your NFT Twitter account. And then from there, you like make your NFT tweets. It will help you get deeper into the community because you could spot an NFT, get whitelisted for it, and it could be the biggest sale you make this year. Do you know what I mean? So it definitely makes sense to definitely get involved in that sense. So yeah, and then whenever in doubt, if you see on the top right hand corner right here, there's actually a search bar. So if you're looking for something, like you're struggling, like you want to load up Solana or something. Oh wait, hold on, that was the one. Send Soul maybe. So yeah, if you want to send Soul, for example, you can see that anything that has been used in terms of like that or like Phantom or crypto, .com, wherever it's been referenced, you will see it come up here. So for example, if you're trying to transfer a Soul from crypto.com, so you see how it highlights these keywords and then it brings up any correspondence towards that. So if let's say something's really urgent and you've created a ticket but no one's around yet, then you can actually just do that, because that way we can actually support you quicker, or you can just support yourself. You can get that self-help within the Discord. It is a bit of a library of information as well. So it's very, very important that you kind of become comfortable in Discord. We actually do live learning sessions as well. We do these maybe like, I try to do them once or twice a month. Because I've been away, I haven't been able to do any, but it's a really comfortable space. We've got a separate channel for the library, like if you just want to study, play some music in the background. We've got one for music, we've got one for our gamers. We have an anime chat as well. And obviously we've got like the finance chat and all these different chats. This you won't be able to see because this is where the worker bees live. So yeah, we also have something called Showcase. So if you want to share anything that you do outside of NFTs, and you want to share that with people, whether you do YouTube or you make clothes or you do hair or like whatever it is you do, whatever you want us to support or something your family does, please feel free to drop it in showcase. If you are an artist, you draw, please feel free to drop it in art. We'd love to see what you get up to outside of NFTs as well. So that's like a little tour of Discord. It really is a vibe in here, and we're always striving to make it more sufficient and efficient as well. Efficiency is something that we're striving hard for in the Discord as well. So I'm glad that you guys are here. I am so sorry that we were not able to do the session today. I was actually so gutted. Do you guys want to see like page one of my presentation? I really made like this presentation, like cohort one. This is like my page one of my PDF. I don't want any spoilers because then people will be upset that I did that. But I can show you guys page one anyway. Papa tried to put my artsy self. Oh, I don't know why it's not letting me screen share. That's strange. But I tried to put my best artsy foot forward anyway to make something really cool. But it is fine in that sense. I think it's better this way. I'm just really sad for anybody that was able to make today but might not be able to make next week. That was like the only frustrating part really. But for the most part, I think people really did need that time. I don't want anyone to feel like they've been left behind before we even really got the work started. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of work when you are learning something new, and that can be very daunting. That's the problem. It can be very, very daunting for some, and I just don't want it to be that. Hey, I'll wait till next week to download anything. I'm still very new to this. No worries. I mean, at least you've taken the first step to actually get Discord. Also, I love your profile picture. Your profile picture is so funny. But yeah, like it's better that way in the sense that if you don't feel ready to download anything, then that's fine. It's just good because the reason why I asked really is because at least I could maybe airdrop some of the NFTs to you guys. So that's why I was thinking, okay, if anyone's actually set up their wallet, you could just send me your wallet address and I'll just airdrop an NFT to you. But if you'd rather do that next week, then that's also equally fine. It doesn't make too much of a difference anyway. Just I want people to just feel like they got something today as a whole, as opposed to, you know, not getting anything at all. That would have been more upsetting for me. But yeah, what else? Do you guys have any questions for me? I know I gave you just like a little tour just now. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. This is what I'll drop in the chat what the, oh, it won't let me drop a PDF, but by the way guys, the presentation, you guys will get it, by the way. You will get it. I've just dropped page, just a little page one, blue and red. So yeah, this is cohort one anyway guys. This is cohort one. I'm just thinking, what else can I talk to you guys about quickly? Because I know that most of the things I wanted to talk about are structured in order of what we have on the timetable. So I don't want to skip between things and cause you guys any confusion. Let's just come up as a PDF. It's not even the right one. Hold on. Let me get the right one. It's going to be a picture. Right, okay. I see some of you typing in the chat. I'm just gonna wait for you to finish typing. But yeah, please feel free to hit me with a question. I know some of you joined, so I hope you got to see me like create a ticket and explore the channels. I hope you also got the little explanation of the different types of NFTs there are. Why the class got rescheduled. Me as well. Does anyone know why the class got rescheduled? Yes. Did you receive my email yesterday? Because you know what I realized? I've been sending all these emails and broadcasts, me and not just myself, but also the team had been sending out emails and broadcasts. And then some people were messaging me on other apps saying that they hadn't received any of the broadcast. Some people were saying that they hadn't been able to, draw up a budget. Some people were saying that they weren't ready, period. Some people hadn't even checked in. I think some people were ready, but they hadn't checked in online. So there was no way for me to tell if they were ready or not. I think out of 40 people, 5 people had actually checked in. So when I saw 5 people had checked in last night, I was like, oh, it's not looking good, bruh. So I just thought I had to talk to everybody last night, yesterday. I spoke to my friends, spoke to my family. I also spoke to my mentor. And I said, like, what do I do? Because this is my first class. So it's not like you guys are like my guinea pigs, but it's like my first test run actually having a full on class. So I was thinking, I don't know if it's the structure of the day. Have I packed in too much in too little time? Do people want me to split the sessions? But if I do it in one day, at least we sit down, we tackle the information, and from there we spend the rest of the month, just trying to process, digest, and actually put it into practical terms. So a lot of thinking. That's why the email went out so late, because I was still going to go ahead with it, but then I just got a word, and it was just like, you know what, don't do things before people are ready, because then it may affect how everything goes on from this point onwards. So from that, I decided to just kind of calm everything down, and I emailed everyone. And I emailed from my personal inbox as well, just to make sure that it broadcasted well. Then I also sent a date rescheduling. So 2 emails should have come through within like maybe 2 minutes of each other. Yeah. Will you go through all the platforms we need to create an account on? Yes, I've actually even maybe given you like a heads up. That's why I sent out those personal starter kits. So if you wanted to just do something before then, I've made a little personal starter kit with like things to download, things to have. But with that being said, I still have it scheduled in the PowerPoint to do next week. So I will be going through the platforms we need to create an account on. Okay, you got the email. Right, Ella, I'm so sorry that you took time off work. I'm gutted. Honestly, I am so gutted. Because even me, myself, I came back, what's it called? They took me off my flight from Portugal. So when I came back, I was so exhausted. So I just spent these last few days resting, tying some stuff up. I was ready to go to today. And then, like I said, when only 5 people had checked in, I was like, damn, that's like 1/8 of the class. That means like 12.5% of people are checked in. So that wasn't a good sign. What about if you can't attend the classroom next week? Yeah, a lot of people couldn't even attend today's. That's why I was always going to have this session recorded and sent to you, probably via WeTransfer. If you can't download the file, I can make it on a separate YouTube channel where it's just private. I just have to ask you guys to not share the link because obviously it should be just for people who are in the class. But yeah, so that is probably what's gonna go on. But whether being able to physically attend, as long as you just watch the playback, that would also be good. But obviously, sadly, if you can't attend, that actually being there in that physical moment, if we're doing it from, I even moved it 2 hours later, just because I know some people were having problems with it being early in the morning at 9. I felt like if we start at 9, it's great, it's fantastic, because then you also get to finish early. But I guess moving it 2 hours forward isn't too bad either. The goal is to finish by 6:30. So 11 to 6:30, I thought maybe that's a bit more of a calmer pattern for people as well, especially because a lot of people tend to go out on a Friday night. So just a lot of consideration that I've been putting in, just considering things to do. But yeah, definitely, just please watch the playback. That's going to be the most important part. Even if you do attend, it's important you watch the playback again, because it will be intense. It will be quite fast paced as well, because there's a lot of material to go over in such a short space of time. And the way I've made it, you don't even need to technically make notes. I'd rather just have your attention, and then I will send you the presentation after class. I will broadcast it. I'm so sorry I can't attend next week. That's okay. Nothing for you to apologize for. I'm sorry that I had to reschedule the date. I just seemed like it'd be... Yeah, I also took free from work. So next Saturday, I don't know if it's possible. Okay, that's understandable. That's completely understandable. I think, some people, what I've seen is that more people have checked in for next week than they have for today. That's what when I was receiving emails last night and this morning, based off what I've seen, is that people have checked in more for next week. But at the same time, there are people who are checked in for this week or this today, that cannot actually attend next week. So obviously, I'm just I'm just in the middle. Like I don't know if I made the right choice, but I know that when it does happen, whether you're watching the playback or whether you're actually physically there in person, it will be worth it. That is what I can guarantee. Up until this point, it's been more than worth it. It's been more than I actually even expected or anticipated. So it's really been great. I just hope that um, it doesn't affect anyone too badly, which is why I said that, what, since we had this time scheduled already, it makes sense for us to at least, gather here, get you guys set up, get you in the role. Now you're actually actively using the classroom. This would be a great place for you, especially if you're new, to kind of like just get your foot before you enter the rest of the whole Discord world. Because it's not just this Discord, there are thousands of NFT Discords as well. It's good to just kind of get a flavor of what you're going into as well, and just like enjoy this taster session as well, just as like a little formal introduction as well. Maybe that's what I should have done initially. Maybe today I should have made it a formal introduction, because at least then I would be able to have caught up with everybody, ask them what it is that they're getting on with easier, why it is that they haven't had the time to go through the other things, or get set up, or use the starter kit, or check out Magic Eden or OpenSea, all these different things. Ask them if they've had a chance to have a read of the guide, just little things like that, whereby it's like I can actually settle everybody in and actually meet you guys as well. But obviously, like I said, it's a first time thing, so I'm sorry that you guys are my guinea pigs. I'm so sorry that you guys are my guinea pigs. But what all this is just a stepping stone for me to make improvements, and to make sure that next time I do this as well, it'll be more efficient. Um, um yeah. So, um, does anybody have any questions for me in general, or in terms of anything? Also, by the way, if you have, actually, sorry, I have to mute you, the girl at KP, unless you can mute yourself, just
Oh,
because
sure.
I'm echoing. It's okay. If you guys have any questions for me, please let me know. If you have used the personal starter kit and by any chance you've actually set up a crypto account, let me know. You can send me your wallet address. I'll airdrop you your NFT. Just keep me updated with where you guys are at, and I'm glad that at least there is 9 of us here. What else was I going to say? I have something that's going to go out most likely tomorrow, just because I want to add one more thing to it as well, just as extra compensation for having to change the date so abruptly as well. Um, I think next week is fine. I want to keep that date set, because the way I planned it, I wanted it to go in the sense that we obviously start today. Everybody has like cool down time, cool down period. And then obviously I'd like for the next maybe like 4 weeks for us to just focus on getting everybody settled in, everyone maybe making their first sale, and actually being able to support themselves independently through Discord as well, and just have some exposure, some actually like hands-on experience. Because basically what this is trading. You're trading tokens, right? So obviously there are people who are day traders that trade like the coins, but obviously NFTs are crypto assets. Cryptocurrency is basically coins that have been formulated that are equivalent to a certain level of our local currency. So you obviously exchange your money for crypto. You buy the coins, or percentages, or like fractions of coins. You use those coins to trade, to buy assets, which are the tokens, and then you sell those tokens when you want to, or when the time is right. Or oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm in a house with men. I'm sorry. I apologize. Like that is my cousin. God, I'm just going through it today. But I didn't expect my cousins to come home till about half hour ago. So Yeah, apologies for that. I was not expecting to have family over today. That's why I did it for today. Do you know what I mean? But my family's just come through one day early. We're meant to come in tomorrow, and I was done with class anyway. So yeah, like just know that those crypto assets is basically what we trade. NFTs can be quite volatile. That's how something can be like £30 one night, and then you wake up tomorrow and it's £900. In the same breath, that £900 the next day could be 450. So you just want to know. You want to be on the incline of trades. That's why I always say that you want to be in something before it skyrockets in value. Why would you want to come in when something is expensive when it was cheap before? You want to buy multiple things at a good price and then sell them later. That's what I like to do anyway. But trading strategies is something that we will also cover after the class. After at least give you like a proper formal introduction. This is just to show you where the magic happens. Once we actually go through with the day session, this is where we're going to be Discord. So when I saw that people aren't in Discord yet, I was like, okay, yeah, they're not ready, because you need to understand how to use Discord, because this is where the information comes through. It can come through at any time. It can come through at 4 a.m. It can come through at 2 a.m. It can come through at 1. You don't even have to buy the NFT. You can literally just view the information. It's all your choice. None of this is ever going to be financial advice. I always tell people that you make your decisions. You know, you choose what you want to invest in. You can buy things for the mere fact that they are great artistically. You can buy things because you know what, you're not able to do this in the real world, so you'd rather be a shareholder and let somebody else do the work. You could buy something because you want to have real estate. You can buy something because you want to keep it there, what you appreciate and value, and sell when it's right. This could be like an emergency fund or something like that. Basically, you want to build up a vault. And what's great about that is that we're not only about building vaults, but we also diversify our portfolio. That's why we have that finance section. So there's certain things I will share with you that will be bonus material. I have something for you for tomorrow, which I think you guys will like. So when I send that out, you'll see it. But it's just some ideas that you can do as well during the month to make you an extra £1,000, like 30 ideas that you can make an extra grand a month with just doing. So that I will get out to you guys tomorrow, and I don't know if there's anything else really for today, just because unless you guys have questions for me, or you need me to do something for you, or you don't have the role that you're supposed to have. Let me just check right now. I'm guessing the Go KP, you're meant to have an art student role. Let me give you one. Oh no, you already have one. What am I talking about? Okay, cool. I just checked everybody's name here. Yeah. Okay, I've given out the role to most people. Let me check the classroom chat. Anybody put anything in the classroom? Let me see. Did I also took from free from work? Oh, can't wait. Yeah, 100%. I think it's great because that's why I was trying to get people to realize that, you know, as much as this is about NFTs, there is also like countless opportunities for you out there as well as a whole. There are lots of things to do. What I really truly like about NFTs is because it allows me to kind of spread my hand. Physically, I cannot do everything by myself, and I just found myself just getting really, really tired. You know, it's not everything that you want to do that is like physical labor to get money. Do you know what I mean? You want to be able to do something whereby you can leave it, you can go do other things, and you can come back and be like, oh shoot, my portfolio is up today. Let me take some money out. Let me reinvest some, or let me take everything out. Even like that's also okay. It's good to take profits. One of my famous sayings is, "Do not marry your bags." One thing we're definitely going to talk about next week is one thing I find, especially with this Discord, a lot of people that I suppose taught how to trade NFTs at first. You know, they used to be quite sentimental about their NFTs. They used to get like emotionally attached to it. So when they see it going up, they just watch it go up, but they never actually sell it. And I always tell people, if you do not sell, you never actually actualize that money. If you do not sell, even take it back into the real world, as in go from your phantom wallet to crypto.com or an exchange like Coinbase, and then actually back into your bank account, the money that you made is never really real because it hasn't actualized. And also we deal with coins that are volatile, so I always tell people it's good to also keep some as stable coins like USDC. I'm just speaking at you, but it will make sense. It will make sense soon, I promise. But yeah, like, so I always tell people it's good to take profits. Obviously, probably when you get your first NFT, you may be emotionally attached to it, which is okay. It's happened to all of us. but I'm just saying that it's also good to take profits, especially if you know that you actually want to make some money. It's good to take profits out as well and actually actualize that money, because if you do not sell, it is never ever ever real. That's one thing to keep in mind. But we'll talk more about that on NFT when we talk about strategies, best trader strategies. When in profit, take it. That's my main. That's like my saying. When in profit, take it. It's extremely important. We'll also, I'm gonna create like something for you guys. It's almost done. It's meant to come out this week, based off our class being today, but because our class is next week, it will come out on the Monday after the Saturday. So that will be the 18th. It's like a cheat sheet basically. Everything that I learned with like my blood and my tears these past 8 months. So it's gonna be a cheat sheet that you guys will just get, and if you just try your best to kind of follow it as well, because what you also need is traders experience. You won't be able to trade how I trade, in the sense that I have traders experience and you don't have traders experience. But what I've tried to do is I've tried to cultivate like an environment to kind of not really speed up that process per se, but kind of just accelerate, in the sense where it's like, okay, at least, you know, true knowledge, in my opinion, is learning from other people's mistakes. So I want you guys to learn from my mistakes, what kind of held me back the first few months, because I really got my feet in month 3. But obviously you don't want to be doing something and not see results for like 3 months. You know what I mean? But at the same time, one thing about it in this life is that you have to always stay on top of something, and you have to keep pushing. If you want it bad enough, you have to keep pushing, because it does work. That's the reality of the situation. It does work, but sometimes you have to be in the right place at the right time, and sometimes that can be frustrating as well. And you have to have conviction. This is something that you have to have conviction. It's either you buy it or you don't, and there's no such thing as regret. There's no such thing as fear of missing out. It's either you do something or you didn't do it, and you always have to think about your reasoning. Good to keep books as well. I think what I will do for you guys is I will make you maybe like a little book or a journal where you can keep track, because it's important. I have a journal. I write down everything. I have a journal in here. I write down everything. Literally, it's so important to keep track of your books. You know what's going in, what's going out. Don't get lost. Know what is going in, know what your input is, know what your output is, know what days you've withdrawn it. Whenever you take a loss, you take a loss, because this is the decentralized world, guys. There is loss and gain in everything. You know, there is volatility everywhere. You can wake up one day and you've lost your job. In the same breath, you could wake up one day and you've clicked something you're not supposed to click in your wallet, and somebody has drained your wallet. That's why I said make sure you read the scam prevention. We'll go over scam prevention and how to protect your wallet and your information as well. But yeah, like you can wake up and just see that your stuff is gone. I remember I read an article on Twitter. Some guy, he was drained for about 2,000 Solana. 2,000 Solana at the time of that tweet was about 200 grand. So he literally woke up one day and he had 200 grand. Why he had 200 grand in a crypto wallet on his Chrome browser, I do not know, because I will teach you about the different types of wallets as well. There's like hardware wallets, which are called ledger wallets. So when you really start making money in crypto, you need to put it in a hardware wallet. But like I said earlier, if you forget your password to this hardware wallet, your money is locked there forever. There's a guy that has, I kid you not, 50 million pounds worth of crypto, of Bitcoin, in a wallet that he does not remember the password for. This is real, and that goes to show also the level of security, because it's serious. You know, crypto is decentralized, and we have to take our security very seriously. So that's why I was asking if anyone actually managed to use the personal starter kit, because in there, if you've set up your wallet, you're gonna get like a 12 seed phrase, random 12 words randomly generated that protect your wallet from people hacking it. It's not like the normal wallet or your normal like Santander or Barclays app where you just maybe put your little pin or your passcode and you just get in. No, it doesn't work like that. It's something completely different. So yeah, it's very, very important. So then you've got that. Then you've got the one we use for normal data trading, which allows us to connect and interact with these apps. Like think about it like in this sense. So let's say sorry, got my driver's license. So let's say I got like my Monzo here. Don't steal my money. Yeah. So let's say I've got this Monzo, right? So imagine this was like Phantom. Monzo is like the equivalent of Phantom, right? So when I buy things online, like for example, if I was on Spock or DHgate, I'm shopping around. I'm looking at clothes. I'm looking at shoes. Now imagine these all different types of tokens. You can have NFTs that are actually of shoes. You can have NFTs that are of cows. You can have NFTs that are of like little houses. So imagine I'm just shopping around, shopping around. When I want to pay for something, I pay with my Monzo or my Phantom. In this regard, I pay for it. I connect. You know how you put your little password. It may send you a little message on your app to approve the payment. You also approve online when you're doing it. You're buying it on your laptop. So you approve the payment and then you pay for it. Well, in this world, we do instant deliveries and instant payments and instant checkout. So once it's gone, there's something that happens on the blockchain. By blockchain, I'll explain blockchain next week. But just imagine blockchain is where the place of transactions. Just like on the web, there's like plenty of codes. When you open like a web page, you see HTTPS. That's like, I don't know if you guys have ever done like like programming or anything like that, but that's like HTML. So that's like their blockchain. Just in the same retrospect, you've got like Ethereum and you've got Solana. These blockchains are where our transactions happen. So you pay for it, and then you'll see that in your wallet, and your token will actually be there. So you'll have what you paid for. So oh no, guys, my laptop is dying. I didn't even realize. What am I on? I'm on 9%. All right, 1 second. I mean, last, I'll just get a laptop charger. So yeah, so you pay for that now. You've got it in your wallet. So from there, you can keep it in your wallet. You can send it to another wallet. You can have like little burner wallets, which is what I like to do. So when I'm buying from websites or minting from websites that I do not actually recognize, I like to use a burner wallet. Because in the event that I've gone to a wrong website, or I got my URL code wrong and I'm just this weird phishing website. So even if I connect and I'm just trying to mint something, let's say it's 1.5 Solana, at most all I'll lose is what I put in that wallet rather than my entire portfolio. So yeah, so it's good to use burner wallets. That's something that we'll go through in NFT Safe today. They're really easy to set up, it won't take you more than 60 seconds. So yeah, so you got that, you've got your form of payment, you've got where you go to buy the marketplaces, the secondary marketplaces like Magic Eden or Solana Art. You've got different ones, different versions, just like you have different places to shop for clothes. You've got PLT, you've got Boohoo, all kind of similar, same aspect. We're just trading stuff, aren't we? Life is all about merchants. We are always making transactions because nothing is ever free. So we're making transactions. Well, actually, some NFTs are actually free to mint. You just pay a gas fee. Gas fees tend to be negligible most of the time. Well, at most, they'll be £5 at most. So yeah. What else I want to say? Yeah, so if you buy an NFT now and you want to go to sell it, it's kind of the same, the reverse. Somebody else somewhere, wherever in the world will see it. If they want to buy it, they will click to go buy it. They'll connect their wallet to it, and we get like this thing called a smart contract. A smart contract means that you and the other person don't have to talk. So I don't know if you guys have ever sold anything on DHgate. You try to sell something on DHgate, you're gonna have like these Karens messaging you, talking about, okay, so like always the quality of the product. I'm joking, but yeah, they'll message you asking, what is the product, or like what is quality? Can I see more pictures? All these different. No, none of that. That doesn't exist in what we do. When someone clicks to buy something, they agree to a smart contract. They are going to get your NFT at the price that you listed it for. There's no changing your mind. There's no, oh no, I want to sell it a little bit higher. No, I want to change. No. Once you've listed it for that amount and they buy it, they will buy it for the amount that you have agreed to by listing it for that price, and you will get that money instantaneously. As soon as they approve their payment, they will get the NFT and you get the money, and you guys go your merry way. You'll be able to see a receipt of your transaction on something called Etherscan. I'll explain again next week. And then you'll be able to see the proof of transaction. But once it's sold, it's sold. There's no takesy-backsies. There's no nothing like, oh, can I get a refund? No, it doesn't exist. It's smart contracts. So that's how they work. All is fair in love or war. But yeah, so that's a little bit of an insight into like what we do when we sell our non-fungible tokens. a little brief summary about all the different types of non-fungible tokens, a quick tour on some of the marketplaces that we use, a quick tour of Discord as well, a quick way to get help within the Discord and actually feel supported, a quick breakdown as to why we have rescheduled for next week, and also a call to action if you have actually used the personal starter kit, or if you have actually drawn up a budget so you can really see your finances. I always tell people that you have more money than you think. People think you don't have money. You have more money than you think. Listen, if you sit down and you go through 3 months of your bank statements, tell me how much you spent on delivery. Tell me how much you spend on PLT, because you have that next day delivery, so you tend to buy stuff even when you have something to wear. Tell me how much you spend on going out, drinks. Tell me how much you spent. So definitely tally up all these things. See what your expenses are, your fixed expenses, your variable expenses. Set your goals, your dreams, your intentions. Calculate how much you want to use for investments, how much you want your return to be. Get a book or a diary. I will work on one. I will make you guys one. I have a lot of making up to do to all of you anyway, so I will make you guys one. Don't worry. Let me actually write that down real quick. Sorry, because I actually have the memory of a goldfish. So I'm gonna put that in my diary to even do. But yeah. So that is a quick summary of all of the above. Let me just check the chat quickly. If anybody has any question for me, then I can call it here, because I don't want to keep you guys too long either. Let's see. That's a great question. Hi, do you have any tips for starting a Twitter account for following NFT news? Like, how do you? Yeah, 100%. I'm so glad you asked that. Why? Because if you look here, we actually have a channel called People to Follow. So this is people on Twitter that we like to follow. So you can go through here, make a new account, get yourself like a cool DJ name. I go by Trinity because it's like Matrix. Like for me, getting into NFTs was like taking like the blue pill or the red pill. I can't remember which one I meant to take. But like it just opened my eyes to a whole different life and to how I can just kind of just better myself. And I've made like met this amazing community as well. So we actually have a channel called People to Follow. It is good. It helps censor your news and also expose you to how the world is evolving. You always want to be ahead of evolution rather than behind it. Like, just think about that. And also what's really good about the time that you're doing this. So yeah, Temi had asked me if I like know who to follow. So yeah, please use this channel. And that even just reiterates like the search bar, why the search bar is so important. Because trust me, if you guys ever have a question, knowing myself, I've actually probably put the information somewhere in this Discord. So please always feel free to use the search bar on the top right hand corner. And you can always also remember that you can create tickets as well. At the bottom of all the channels is the support channel. Also, always feel free. This Discord is as much yours as it is anybody else's. Feel free and feel comfortable in Discord. That's why I made the classroom as well, so you guys have like your own separate space, so you guys know that you are in the same space, just in terms of where you are in being in NFTs and stuff like that. So also, is the giveaway still going on? Yes, it is, most definitely. The giveaway is actually till the 30th of July. So there is actually a channel called Giveaway. So you can actually see all the information on how you can get extra points for the giveaway as well. So yeah, definitely check out the giveaway channel as well to make sure that you see how you can win 50 Solana. What else? How do you have any tips for? Okay, I've done that. How long do you usually hold? How long usually do you hold NFTs for? You know what? I couldn't be able to say, but if you're asking me personally, then I can come back on the screen actually. Sorry, so I can really speak to you guys face to face. If you're asking me personally, like how long do I hold NFTs for? It depends. Sometimes I hold an NFT, like for example, the last one, this is before I went on holiday, because obviously my position in NFT is quite different. I have quite the vault. I have 2 vaults actually, but for the most part, what I have in my vault, I'm holding. I'm quite relaxed, I don't live above my means. I'm very comfortable. What I wanted from NFTs is just to be free to do whatever I want to do, really. So I have that now. So for the most part, I hold my NFTs to a place where I'm comfortable to sell. For example, something called a secondary signal. I saw this NFT. It was about maybe like £600 at the time. I was looking at it, did my research. Blockchain wise, when I spoke about blockchain metrics earlier, about like what I look at these NFTs, what's the utility? Is the art amazing? Because art does really well. Do not undermine the power of good art. That's why I call this channel Art Dealers. I bought a robot that looked like Bumblebee for £800, and I sold that in, I think, March, like 10th of March or something, or 11th of March, for 150 Solana, which was 10, yeah, which was like 12k, 12 bags at the time. Why? Because I thought it was cute. So, like, do not undermine the power of good art. And remember, currently we are in what we call a bearish market. Bearish means this. You know, you look at a bear is kind of like downturned, so their body is kind of curved. So that means that we are on a downward climb, we're going down. Why? Because there was a massive crypto drainage a few weeks ago, actually. But what that is kind of fantastic, actually, because this is the best time to buy crypto. You wouldn't want to come into a space whereby to buy one coin, it costs you £192.50. Whereas right now, one Solana coin is about £32. One Ethereum is about £1,000. Ethereum was like £3,000. I remember last year, December, I woke up one morning, I had sold like this pass for you to play this game, another type of NFT, gaming NFTs. For you to play this game, I sold it for about £5,000, and that was like 1.7 Ethereum at the time, or wet ETH. There's Ethereum and then there's wet Ethereum. Don't ask me why. But yeah, I remember it was like £5,000. So to actually see that one Ethereum is £1,000 right now, for me, I'm having a field day, because what I'm doing is I'm doing something called dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging means when you buy something. See, so guys, I had a whole presentation. I don't think you understand. I had an entire presentation. Like, I actually put my artsy on. I had like little, like, I probably made the whole classroom theme. Sorry, I'm just reminiscing about doing my class today. Sorry, but yeah. So I'm doing this thing called dollar cost averaging, right? Another mistake I noticed, or what I did when I came in initially, I didn't have none of this. I didn't have much friends in crypto. I didn't have a Discord community. I didn't really have any of this type of stuff. So when I came in, I used to just like buy stuff flat out. And from when I spoke to other people who have tried to do crypto things in the past, where a lot of people miss it is they're not educating themselves properly. If you are not well prepared to do something, how will it go well? A lot of people have this premonition about what they think crypto is and what they think it isn't, whereas it's not something that they even know about. You can't make a decision or think you know something without actually taking the time and the due diligence to get to know what happens in the nooks and crannies, and obviously having practical experience. So I used to buy coins in like one sitting, but I don't do that anymore. I tend to actually average my cost. So if I buy something, I'll buy a bit of it. Then if it dips, I'll buy more because of opportunity. Because one thing about this space is equilibrium. Always think about it. The books have to balance. Balance has to be restored. You could see something today, it's on a high, and you want to touch it. Why? Because, oh my god, it's doing well, it's performing well. And what one thing about human beings are attracted to things that are doing well. They're attracted to things that they perceive to be doing well. But the problem is that when you're attracted to something that is already currently doing well, you're coming in at the high. And if you're already coming in at the high, there is nowhere else to go except down. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you can go into something because you're chasing the market. You think something is doing well, it's performing well right now, and you're chasing the market. One thing you should never do is chase the market. Just because, oh, we bought this NFT and now you see us selling it, you want to go buy it. No, you never chase the market. You could see something doing well, it could dip tomorrow. It could dip so bad. It could dip for the next 2 weeks. And then one day you just wake up, it's back up. And it's actually gone past where it was initially. So what I like to do is I like to come in and buy and average my costs. So if I want to buy coins, because I don't only trade NFTs, I buy and hold crypto as a whole. Why? Because with me, the type of investor I am, I'm okay to spend some money on something right now and come back in 2 years and like reap the reward. Like, so it just depends. Like, you have to, that's why I told you guys that it's important that you set your intentions, because you need to know what you are doing and why you are doing it. Do you know what I mean? Because then you actually have a direction, and it will determine how you move with your money. It's very, very important to determine what direction you want your money to have and what you want it to bring back. So that's what you need to determine. So when I hold my NFTs, some I hold for months, Some I've held, I think my longest hold till date, maybe like 7 months. I've held an NFT for 7 months. I've held some for three, 6, some a day, some 5 minutes. I bought something one time, like we were literally in Discord talking about it. Something had dropped. It was like 30 Solana, and it dropped to 6, half the price. So I was just like, I mean, it's a fifth of what it was. So I decided to buy one. Some people in Discord also decided to buy one. Actually, like 2 minutes later, it flown to 12 Sol. So we quickly just sold. So you see how in the same day, in the same 5 minute, in the same conversation, we just made a quick 2x. So like these things sometimes they just happen like this. And other ones they're just slow, they're organic, and they are quite natural growth as well, which is what I also appreciate. There are things that I'm holding right now whereby they won't really even come into fruition till like maybe 2025. But when they do, you're gonna see me post about it. But you see what the problem is with that? Where you should have been was back in 2022. You should have been in the position in 2022. But what you're gonna see is the reward in 2025. So that's why I always tell people about that psychology of being attracted to things that do good. You need to be attracted to things that are building. Why? Because it's not necessarily about the destination. People who love the destination more than the journey will never make it. That's the truth of the matter. You have to enjoy the walk. The walk is when you actually get to the destination. You have to enjoy walking. In anything that you do in your life, no matter what it is, you know what I mean? Everything is hard. Oh my god, what? Life as a whole is hard. Unless somebody's just paying your bills, paying your telephone bills. I don't know, but like nobody's paying my bills. I have to pay my own bills. So, well, that's why I have to like put things in place whereby I can actually stretch myself further by making my money work for me rather than me working for my money. That's why I do NFTs, and that's why I buy crypto, and that's why I can be quite patient. Because I'd rather not miss out on something just because of impatience. That's another thing. You're gonna go through so many market emotions, especially because you guys are new. When you start to experience it, you're gonna have your first euphoric moment when you make your first sale. You're gonna buy something that didn't do what you expected it to do, so you're gonna feel a bit of sadness. You're gonna feel like all these different market emotions, but it's all part of it. It's all part of what we do. You know, nothing is ever smooth sailing in life anywhere. So you just have to pick and choose like what you want. That's why I said it's also good for you to determine what type of trader you are as well. Are you a long-term person? Are you a person that you just want to make quick flips? You're trying to build yourself up to a certain amount of Solana, and then from there you may make a bigger move, or like you want to keep it small and steady. I think the best type of flips personally, and what I was going to talk about next week, was I think the best things that have worked for me personally. Obviously, like I said, I can't tell you what to do, but just in my experience, buying things that are cheap and then they do well, best thing. I give people this example all the time. Let's say you buy something today, yeah, it costs you about, let's say you had 10 Solana, right? You have 10 Solana. How much is that right now? Maybe like 300 pounds. You have 10 Solana. You buy something that is like 2 Solana. You buy 5 of them. All it does is maybe even just like double in value, or even quadruple, triple. I've seen things that were 2 Solana fly. Like when I say fly, I mean fly to 17, 20 Solana, maybe like 2 weeks later. I kid you not, 14 days later, you just wake up and you're seeing something that was 2 Solana, 20 Solana now. So imagine you have 5 of those, that 10 Sol you bought. That's 100 Solana. Do you see how quick it can actually be like this? But it's all decision making. That's the thing. So what I'm trying to get you guys to do is basically just be clued up. I'm trying to store your information. I'm trying to help you guys also do it properly. You know what I mean? When you actually go from your roots, you start from the simple things, like analyzing. It's not easy to look at yourself in the face, like actually your financial expenditures in the face, but you have to. If you're trying to build a life whereby you can actually say you're secure and you're not as anxious, that you want to you're not as, sorry, someone just emailed me. You're not anxious about like your finances. You're not struggling when it comes to the end of the month. You're not like, waiting for payday with fear because you got stuff to pay for. You actually really have to start taking control. A lot of times I find people are looking for new means to make money, but you can make new money, but will it actually make a difference if you actually aren't managing your money well? So that's why I really wanted to start from the basics and then build our way up, because you have to definitely learn to crawl before you start walking, and then before you start running, and then before you start flying eventually, so these are just kind of like been my 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 thoughts as to how I was building this. And I just wanted to everything to make sense because it's quite complex. I know probably I've lost like half of you in this conversation. The fact that nobody even wants to speak to me. Everyone's just me like, what the fuck is she talking about? But yeah, please don't vex. Um, so yeah, it's a very hard question to answer. Like, how long do I hold my NFTs for? Because honestly, it completely varies. But what I will say as a rule of thumb, sell at a point that you're happy at. I see people do this all the time. Sometimes they're just a bit impatient. I mean, they just rob themselves of like some couple extra Solana just because they just felt too desperate to sell. Another thing is, not everything is as it seems. This is a market that we're in that can be easily manipulated. So what happens is we've got like these big whales, these guys that are like the baba, like as in the chairmans of like crypto. They are also in this, and remember, they always have their best money at heart. This is why a lot of people lose money, because they are so easily swayed by the market. You see something doing bad, oh my god, you're shaking all over the place. Why? This thing that's doing bad, other people are gonna come in and see opportunity, and they're gonna buy it, and they're gonna buy it in multiples. And then when it picks up price again, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I literally just sold this at a loss last week or a few days ago. If I had waited 3 days, I would have sold into profit. So another thing is like not allowing yourself to be easily manipulated by numbers and what you see as well. So like I said, we were going to cover this in trader strategies, and you are going to get a cheat sheet, which is like a nice little summary of all these things that I've been talking about as well. How long did it take for you to make your first sale? That's a very good question. My first sale was actually a sandbox pass. I tried to tell people about it in December. It was my first sale. There's this game, like this metaverse game. So I saw the pass for you to play it, where you can actually get exclusive access. It's the one that Snoop Dogg is very heavily involved in. Snoop Dogg has like a whole like estate in this game. Yeah, like I don't know if you guys know Snoop Dogg. He's proper into NFTs. He even dragged what's his face into it. Ice Cube the other day. I remember Ice Cube bought like one of our Solana NFTs, D Gods. We called D Gods when it was like 16 sol. D Gods actually peaked at about 30,000. We called it when it was about £1,000, 800 to £1,000, 800 on a good day, 700 on a bad day, and then they peaked at about 30 grand. Yeah, so they peaked about 30 grand like literally 3 months ago. Another thing that I've been trying to get people to realize also is sometimes these opportunities are actually time sensitive. So you see something, you hesitate, you don't go for it, it's gone. Do you know what I mean? So like that's why it's also important that the sooner you start, the better. Just because by the time I think most people want to be ready, you're never ever ready to do anything in life. You're never ready to do anything. Ready, it's all a concept. You're never ready to do anything in life. You just either you do it or you don't. So a lot of times when people think that they're ready to do this thing, there's really not going to be anything left. And if you weren't here on time, you're just going to be fighting for scraps. So when I sold my first NFT, it was in December. I believe it was like 11th of December. I sold my first NFT. I bought it for £66. I sold it for 5,000. It was a sandbox pass. What's so funny that you would say that is because literally just the other day I got a flashback in my memories, and I saw the snap that I made that day when I actually bought it. So it was quite something. But it's like I said, it's one of those things that it just comes in the moment and it's gone. Like now you guys can't do that just because first off, there's no passes. The last pass that we did, it was I think you guys missed it. We did the whole thing in Discord. It was like 2-3 months ago. That was the second set of passes. We don't know if they're gonna do passes again. But if they do, you guys will be the first to know within Discord anyway. You don't even necessarily have to play the pass or sell the pass. There's another thing you could do. They would give you 1,000 sand, and 1,000 sand at the time was like £6. So you get 6 grand from literally just playing the game and completing conquests. So you're playing in like this metaverse game where you're just going around. To give you an example, it was kind of like Sims, in my opinion. It was like Sims, or if you guys ever played Small Worlds. Don't know if anyone ever played Small Worlds online. I remember I played Small Worlds. I accidentally gave someone my password on time and they stole all my stuff. I was so sad. Definitely bought that stuff with real world money as well. So yeah, I played this game called Small World. So that's kind of what it reminded me of, or like Habbo Hotel. So you go in there, you play quests, speak to other people, go see all these different parts of like this land whereby you can actually use crypto to pay for stuff like items within the game. I remember the land, like when the land was selling, the land was going for about £5, £25, £30. This same land actually ended up going for like maybe 4 grand, 10 grand, depending on how many like your plot size is, your size of your plot, how many pixels you have. Dough, big money. My land that was £5. So another thing, time sensitive. You see, so but there are always countless of opportunities, but you just have to be there. You have to be prepared. You have to know what's even going on in the first place, and that's what you guys are all doing. You're trying to get educated on a subject matter that you don't really know much about, and that's all you can do. Take that first step towards it. But you can see that there is different types. But basically, fundamentally, it's tokens that are intangible and non-fungible. No two tokens are the same, and you can't actually physically touch them. That doesn't mean that they're not real, you know. So that's kind of like my little summary of that. Yeah, my first sale was December last year. My biggest sale was of a moonbird. I won that in a Dutch auction. I had to pay 6 grand to enter the auction. But if I lost the auction anyway, like this raffle, basically, I had to join a raffle. It's something called Moonbirds. It was a call in Discord. You're thinking, oh my god, what? You spent 6 grand to enter auction. But if you think about it, I started with about maybe like £300 because it was just a test run. Do you know what I mean? I was like, fucking hell, like, if I lose my £300, I won't die. Never invest anything that is life changing. Never invest your savings. Never take out loans to invest. Never do any of that. People who do that, well, I mean, you got to make it work for you because there's like you have to pay back that loan regardless. There are people who've done that and been successful, and there are people who have done that and it's not gone so well. I would never recommend that for anyone. I know I can't advise anyone, but please do not do that. Please, it's just never that serious. It's better that you pick up other side hustles and then use this as a way of elongating your money. But yeah, so never invest your savings, never take out loans to invest. That's why I gave you guys the tool to figure out how much you have, like that's just disposable, and then how much you would like to use to keep for yourself and how much you'd like to use for investments. Please use the tool. Another thing I was gonna say, yeah, I started like £300, but you see, when you start getting good headway, when you start building and you start like buying multiples of something, something in your portfolio has to click. Do you know what I mean? Something has to win eventually. So I stacked up most of that money from just flipping NFTs anyway. So I could just enter this auction. If I'm entering an auction with big dogs, right, that are good, can just spend, because some of these guys, what they did, yeah, you see in this life, what is so frustrating about this life is it takes money to make money. That's the truth of the matter. As long as you got money, you always make more money. That's what could be very like trapping about this life. But what they did is that they would make multiple wallets, because like I told you, it's very easy to make multiple wallets when I reference having a burner wallet, right? Put you guys on game now. So they made multiple wallets, put the money that they need in those multiple wallets. What does that do? It increases your chances. First off, for an auction or for a raffle to cost 2.5 Ethereum, that's not a joke. That's like a lot of money. Like 6 bags is a lot of money. People work hard for 6 grand, and that money can go very quickly as well. So, excuse me, they put the money in separate wallets, right? Some of them up to 15, 20 wallets. What does that do? It means that you can win like 5, 10, how many of these birds, right? I'm blessed enough that I actually managed to win one. Some people in the Discord also won one as well. So you win the auction. If you don't win, you get refunded. But it's to make sure you have the money to even buy the bird. So that was the whole purpose of it. The whole purpose of the Dutch auction. You win the bird now. The bird. Some of these birds were going for 120,000. This is in less than 24 hours. The floor started at about 30 grand. The floor price started about 30 grand. Obviously 6.5 entry. Floor started at 30 grand. I think one sold for 240,000. It's one of the most rare ones. That's another thing I was going to talk to you guys about, rarity for NFTs, right? Because they all have different rarities, they have different traits. So if you manage to mint something and you've minted something that's legendary, you've really won. Like, you don't even have to hold the NFT. You can literally just sell it once you come straight out because it's legendary anyway. Someone will buy it. You know, sometimes these things and people in this space, they buy things just because. just because, like, literally, and just recognize that there are people who have serious money in this life as well. So imagine those guys now that had money in multiple wallets, that got to do multiple entries into this raffle. They won multiple bets. So imagine you go from maybe spreading your wallet, maybe like investing maybe 20,000, and then you get to walk away with maybe 500,000. Literally, I kid you not, like some people literally walked away with 500,000 from that one thing. And what it meant is, why would I, you're probably thinking, why would I get a bird, a moon bird? Literally, it's a picture of an owl. I can actually show you on my phone when I made my sale. It's a picture of an owl that I saw, like a literal PNG of an owl that gives you access to this Discord. This Discord, if you want to enter this Discord, you will pay 250,000 for their pass. That's how much their pass is worth. 250,000 to enter a pass of artists, whales, rich people, affluent people. So you see how they keep the money closed up in tight inner circles, and you see how hard it is to actually kind of get through that window of opportunity. But that's why we're here, and that's why you just keep on and you keep trying and you keep going for it, because these things do happen, and you will be able to build up that much amount of money to be able to make a move like that, because that's when you really start spreading your hand. The whole point of investing is for it to continue to increase. That's the hope that you have when you invest in your money, and that's why it's important, like I said, to figure out what you want to do with it. It's a big decision for me to make, to be able to go for something like that. But because I've been in it a while now, I've been in here a couple months, I just thought, okay, you know what, if I win this, because it's a big risk I'm taking. There was no guarantee that it would come out at that price. People could have dumped it, but obviously people who are paying in that high, they're a bit more sensible. So you don't want to invest in something and then the next day it's way less than what you actually initially invested into it. So thank God it actually went well, but everything always carries opportunity for risk anyway. But I felt confident in that risk because it was linked to a Discord of so much value. Do you know what I mean? So it's all this whole conceptualized idea of what value means. So yeah, let me see if I can find this thing on my phone as well. Sorry guys, I recently just got a new phone, so I haven't even really set up my phone properly. I don't know where anything is as well. Okay, this was when I sold my goblin town, so you guys can see that. I sold a picture of a goblin. Yeah, can you see that? Oh god. Yeah, so I saw a picture of this goblin for 7 ETH. That was about 12,000 at the time. This NFT was actually free, which is why I was telling people. That's why people don't listen to me. I was like, people are so stuck up on the idea, like, oh, how much do I need? And da, 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 da. You're just thinking about the logistics. I'm like, how about you figure out what is going on in the first place before you worry about everything else? Because this NFT was free. There was 10,000 of them. They were free to get. You could have gotten multiple if you liked, if you'd been on there on time. They sold out quite quickly, to be fair, because obviously NFT's free. But even if you missed the sale, they were like £10, £20, £30, £50, £100. Even if you bought in at 1,000, they still peaked at £12,000. So you will still be 12 times more than what you had. If you got it for free, then what a field day. You probably wouldn't trade for like the next 3-4 months because you'll probably just take out all the money. I would say take it out in bits. Don't take out 12 grand at a time unless you've got a business account. Then you can take out certain amounts of money like that. But you also remember you do have to declare how much you hold in crypto as well, especially if you get over a certain threshold of money. But if you're just starting out, don't worry about it. It's really not that deep. And the whole point of it is that it's decentralized anyway. So no one is really abruptly tracking you. It's not like we're in the US. So yeah, but that's why I tell people that honestly, this thing is something that when we go through it next week, you'll have more clarity, I think. Obviously, I'm just like loading you guys with information and telling you about my personal anecdotes as well. Let me show you this one. I think maybe it's because I have this background. Like, how do I get rid of this background? Let me just change it. Okay, none. Yeah, okay. There we go. Sorry. You guys can see I'm just in my studio. I had the picture just now. Let me see if I can find it. Please, guys, feel free to drop me any more questions. Oh God, why is my forehead so itchy? Sorry, is anyone else getting like a little bit of a heat rash? It's been quite warm recently. God, I store so much information on my phone, guys. That's why I was too scared to log into my Apple ID on this one. I was like, no way. And I bring like this madness that is this device onto my new phone. Like I'm actually trying my best here, but it's hard sometimes. It's so hard. I wish I could just like pay someone to just put my files on my phone and just organize my phone. Just less things for me to worry about because like how can I be organizing my own phone? Like okay, my chairman, like what? It's too much. It's too much. Um, God, you would think I've made so many sales. You know, like I, I've been here quite some time. Oh my background is still here. I just realized. Wow. How about paying tax and NFTs? How can you actually use your profits that you make? That's a great question. How about paying tax and NFTs? I would say in terms of like paying your tax and declaring your income. Me personally, I have something called a sole proprietorship. So I'm not like a limited liability company. I'm not LLC. I'm a sole proprietorship. I'm self-employed. So that's what I do. That's where my e-commerce sites are under. Also, the other business that I do, as well as crypto. In terms of like declaring your income, genuinely, all you do is like if you do self assessment, then you declare how much you have in crypto. But because you guys are actually starting out, I don't think you guys even have a wallet yet. So genuinely, don't worry about that. Just because you haven't actually made any money, so you don't actually have to worry about that just yet. With paying tax, it's as almost as everything. You know, you get yourself a good accountant. That's what I've done. My accountant's name is Roland. Get yourself someone that is called Roland. Rolands are the best accountants. They will declare your income in a way, you know, take off certain things depending on what you keep your expenditures, keep your tax receipts, make it seem like you're using your money or that you make your profit to reinvest in yourself as well. It's very important for tax relief. Um, so yeah, I would say don't worry about that too much. But how can you actually use your profits that you make? What I do, what I tell people to do, is when I make profits, I split it. So you can create a ratio. That's why I was telling you guys, like, it's good for you to set your intentions for your money. Like, what do you want your money to do? So for me, I want my money to come back to me. I want my money to be reinvested, and I want my money to also be stored. So what I do is I split that into a ratio 30, 30, 30. And the last 10 I just keep for spare emergencies. So I just keep that in my wallet. So stored means I keep keep the money as actual NFTs, or I keep it as stable coins like USDC. USDC stands for United States Dollar Coin. So it's just a coin, but it's the US dollar crypto coin basically. So I keep some as the coin because it's stable. Obviously, I run the risk of if Solana goes up, I'm not gonna enjoy that going up unless I have Solana just sat in my wallet, which I do. That's at 10%. So that 10% will appreciate or depreciate because Solana goes up or down. It's volatile. Coin is not stable. USDC is just stable. So that's what I mean. And what's it called? Solana can be £190 or it can be £30. Do you know what I mean? Depending on the time, the season, and what's going on in the market. It is projected though that the next 2 to 3 years, Solana may be a grand. So yeah, when the market bounces back, it will have a new all-time high. Currently, its all-time high is sitting on about £212.50. That's its all-time high. So that this is last year when we were balling, we were balling hard. But yeah, there's always opportunities in the space as well, and especially as you don't sell the coin. So basically, I don't know how to say that in the short term because I feel like my explanation won't make sense without my diagram. So, but just look at it in this sense. Making profits that I make, I will withdraw some. I always withdraw my profits. I'm one of people, I take my profit shamelessly. I know people who they rather keep it all there. They don't need the money in the real world. Like they're just like, you know what? I'm just trying to have my assets and my stuff. I'm just gonna keep it there. I'm gonna come back and use it later on in life, or when I want to make a big financial move. That's when I will draw on my profits. Those big withdrawals that you take in, like for example, times I've taken out maybe like 10 grand or maybe stuff like that, or like maybe I'm taking like three grands in lots of fours. So then that's when I'll declare, because I will come through my business. For like little things, like when I take out like little profits, I can just take them through my current accounts. I like to use Revolut, and I like to use Starling. Revolut has a crypto section. You can buy stocks on there. You can have vaults in there, and you can actually buy and sell crypto in there as well. So I quite like Revolut. It's my version of having a Swiss bank, because I can't lie. If Richie Sunak and Boris and them, none of these guys want to pay taxes, then I'm going to try my very best to minimize my taxes as much as possible. So much so, I'm considering actually moving to Dubai. Actually, I'm very much considering moving to Dubai. One of my friends has recently just relocated there. I've just been talking to her about the process, because we're both Dutch nationals. So I'm just actually considering moving to Dubai, because I just want to have peace and just live a hot girl life. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about at the moment, where I can declare my taxes, live somewhere else, or actually pretend to live somewhere else and just travel everywhere, or have my taxes come through that certain tax code, because the UK is not for me. Weather-wise, life-wise, living quality of life here, nah, it's not for me. Pollution, all that type of stuff, I'm over it. So I'm not meant to be here. So that's what I've been considering recently. But in terms of like my profits, like I said, I split it 30, 30, 30, 10. So 10 I keep in my wallet. You'll know what a wallet is if you have a Phantom or MetaMask. 10% I just keep in my wallet. 30 I keep them in vaults. So these are like NFTs. I have like one of my vaults will have maybe like 300 NFTs. But I've been building my selection for a long time. So let's say something happens. For example, I missed my flight, right? And because I missed that flight, I didn't realize that they took me off my second flight. They marked me as a no-show. So that was crazy. It was it was an unplanned expense, and I have NFTs for unplanned expenses. So if I spend the money that I already have on me, like I take it out of like my emergency funds, I will literally sell an NFT. I'll send that money back to crypto.com, which is what we call an exchange. An exchange means that you can basically exchange your crypto for money back, like for just what you use, your local currency, whether that's euros, whether that's Great British pounds, whether that's dollars, wherever you are in the world, yen. Do you know what I mean? You exchange it for that and you withdraw it to your bank account as usual. There are setup instructions, and like I took you through with the search bar and the helpful info menu, it's on there. Also, if you check your personal starter kit, there is links on there as well. So yeah, I will send it back there to my crypto.com. That's what I use personally, but you can use Coinbase if you prefer Coinbase. People say that they have better rates on Coinbase, but me personally, I'm used to crypto.com. I like that whole vibe, so that's what I use. So I take that out. Literally the next day, it tends to be like 24 hours. I got my money. It's coming landing into my bank account. I can replenish what I've taken out. And if I've made profits from the week before, I may get myself something nice as well. I really think it's great when you can use NFTs for big values. I used my NFT money mostly for holidays, really. I literally booked most of my holidays this year just using my NFT money, because that's experience, and I feel like you can't put a price on experience. So that's what I use my money for. Other stuff, like what I do day-to-day basis, this is not my only main hustle. Do you know what I mean? It's one of my great hustles, but it's not my only main hustle. I always tell people, that's why I want to send you guys these 30 ideas to make $1,000 a month tomorrow as well. So you have that as well. Guys, trust me, I'm going to look after you. Just trust me. Just give me this week to help people, because I don't want anyone to get left behind. Like seriously, like taking this bold step to do something, I want to see people do it. You know, I really want to see people. I can only do so much. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I just hope people also just take it on board and want to do it. I can't force anybody to do anything. So yeah, but we're gonna go ahead as planned. Whatever happens, whether people check it or not, we're just gonna go ahead as planned next week regardless. And I'm so sorry to those who will not be able to attend next week, but I'm going to make sure you have your recording so you can watch your playback, you're able to download it, and I'll just make sure that you're good as well. And I will always be there to also give extra support within the Discord. Even this new week, you're going to see me go back to making calls. Obviously I've been away on holiday, so you're going to see what it's like when I make a call and how everybody responds and how we talk. And which is nice that you're here as well, because this will also help you get a bit more experience. So it won't be like I'm completely talking to you like alien language on Saturday. So yeah, like that's how I use my profits. That's how I split my profits into 4. So I think it's good to have your vault. I think it's good to have money lying around, because opportunity can come like this. For example, I remember one time I was coming back from Greece on the 26th of April. There was this call, OK Bears, guys, this call Guys, this NFT was maybe like £100. Guys, this NFT was 15 grand in 3 days. I kid you not. We were at the airport. All of us were in Discord, like going fucking crazy. Literally, like it's something I spoke about. Maybe you saw it on my Snapchat. It was like something I used as a case study. I even made like did I make a TikTok about it? I don't know if I made a TikTok about it, but I will make a TikTok about it because it was crazy. But you see, that opportunity is gone. Do you know what I mean? So if you weren't there, you weren't there. Sometimes that's what I'm saying. Opportunities can be time sensitive, but there are always opportunities. There are always, always, always opportunities. But it just goes to show that how volatile this thing can be and how you can never know. And obviously, that's quite a big anomaly for something to be like £100 and 3 days later it's 15 grand. But it does happen. It does happen. That's the main point, and it will happen again. That's the truth of the matter. It will happen again. So yeah, and even before that, even before you get like big wins, never undermine the little wins. You know, like literally just build yourself up, build yourself up. But obviously, I'm talking future times because we're not there yet. We're still, you know, getting set up and all these different things. So that's why I'm gonna take these next few days to support everybody. Those who were ready for today and those who weren't ready. You know, just please, please, please feel free to talk to me as well. You could literally just at me in Discord. I'll give you an example. So you literally just put the at and then type the person who you're trying to talk to. I'll just put it in the chat. So if you at me, then like, it will give me a personal message. Because sometimes people are talking to me in the chat, but I don't actually realize just because I haven't actually seen I haven't actually seen the message because sometimes a lot of messages come through. So if you actually at me, I'll still be able to see it. Or you can create a ticket like I showed you earlier. Or you can or you can maybe just use the search bar and find what you're looking for as well. So what have we covered? Some of my personal training strategies. We've done a little tour of like some marketplaces. We've spoken about some of the stuff that we've received, changing the plan. We've spoken about where you can find people to follow if you want to make a separate Twitter, like your NFT crypto Twitter. I think it'll be great for you. It's really good to get submerged into something that you don't know much about, because that way you will stick to it. It will take a particular level of work. Obviously, there are things that you can literally just buy and leave. And what's great is you have a Discord which will update you, so you don't even have to check your stuff all the time, because we're going to update you. We're about to get something called a tracker in here as well. It'll make sense next week. But we'll get a tracker in here as well that will track stuff for you automatically. So like I said, I'm always trying to be efficient and actually lessen everybody's workload. Trust me, it's a lot of workload. Like that's why my head is this wham. Are you seeing the size of my head? Jesus Christ, mate. I'm carrying like 5,000 things in my head at all times. But yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to all of you guys. If anyone has any more questions for me, let me know. I'm happy to let you guys go because I know it's 5:15, so I've kind of gone a little bit over. But let me know if you've got any questions for me, anything I can help you with. Feel free to email me at any time. Just give me at least 48 hours because I get a bunch of emails and it's just me and like 2 other people, so it's quite hard sometimes. But yeah, I always get back to people unless I have not seen it. So just remind me. Just give me another email, literally. Thank you. Looking forward to it. So am I. I'm so excited. I'm so gutted today, but trust me, it's all gonna be worth it. I know that sometimes these things they just take a little bit more time, but when we take that time, I think it'll be even better for all of us across the board. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of being a class, right? Rather than individual sessions. So yeah, sense of community is very important. That's one thing that is also a big deal in the NFT space, a sense of community. Good communities can equate to a good value for an NFT as well. Something to think about. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys taking time, coming out to chill with me in Discord. I hope to see all of you, hopefully see your faces next week. Hopefully you guys will turn cameras on. I'm expecting to see some lovely, lovely ladies. So yeah, I'm very excited for all of you as well, and it's my pleasure. Thank you very, very much for just lending me an ear as well. Like, you guys know how to communicate with me. This is your classroom. Only you guys are in here. Nobody else. The other 100 people in here, they cannot see what you say here. So just please feel free, feel safe. Ask other people in Discord. You guys will probably meet the mods across this week. I will probably formally introduce the mods to you guys as well. They're away right now. I even need to catch up with them, so I have a few other meetings to do today as well. So yeah, coming for the sales again. I honestly, so am I. And you know what's gonna be so great about that is hands-on experience. becoming full-time traders. That's what's going to be so awesome about that. Trust me, there are so many things you can do. There are so many things you can do. So next week we're gonna really get into it and really open our minds into all the stuff that we can kind of rub my hands like I'm evil or something. But yeah, like just like a fly in the corner, just rubbing my hands. But yeah, genuinely, there's lots to do, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So yeah, guys, I will probably end our session now. Let me just make sure I don't have any more questions or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think you guys have any more questions for me. So with that being said, then I guess you can actually formally end our live. Thank you guys. You guys know how to reach me. So if you ever need anything, just let me know. Thank you again. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna end now. Bye.